Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna, and we're going to talk about this morning the school of contentment. The school of contentment. How many of you, put it in the chat area, how many of you are content? Now, be honest, don't try to be super spiritual. How many of you, where you are right now, what you're dealing with right now, are content with that? Well, that's what we want to talk about this morning, and I'm going to give you the text to talk and the takeaway in 5 minutes or less. And then we want you to do something as well. Put your comments in the chat area, share the manner, don't keep it to yourself. And let me greet a couple of people, and then we're going to get right into this morning's manna. Good morning, Angela. How are you on this morning? What a wonderful morning it is. Good morning, Diane. How are you on this morning? Excellent morning that it is. Now, you already see that what I have on the screen. How are you coming? Can you put in the chat area right now? How are you coming along with the Lent? The Lent. Good morning, homegirl. Ella, how are you on this morning? Valerie, how are you? Sharon, how are you? Lena, how are you on this morning? Betty, grand rising to you as well. How you coming with to Lent with love? Did you get the devotion? Are you coming along with it pretty good? I hope you are because it really is a blessing. We're getting closer to Resurrection Sunday morning, and it's all about us drawing closer to Him, going deeper at New Life, and that's what we wanted to share with you on that. So you got the QR code. Make sure you grab it. Good morning, Brenda. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Anitra. Erica, how are you on this morning? Joel, you know what? You're not going to get away from the life changers, even though when you go down to Mississippi, you still got to connect. Still got to connect and stay connected. Pastor Lil, how are you? How you feeling? So great morning it is. And this morning, I want to ask the question, then we're going to get right into the word. A couple of questions, in fact, and you can respond. First of all, what did a man or woman of God preach yesterday? And shout your church and man or woman of God out. What did they preach yesterday? I just hope you weren't just there out of routine, but you were there so that your life can change. And then the other thing is this. I want you to just put in the chat area, do you have the devotion? Are you walking through with it? And please put that in the chat area as well. Good morning, Brother Nesbitt. How are you on this morning? Just a wonderful morning it is. And I got a word for you all on this morning. This morning, I'm going to deal with the school of contentment. Here's the other question I want to ask you as we are looking at To Lent with Love. Get the journal right there on the screen. How many of you are content? Be honest. Be honest. How many of you are you content? Make sure you put it in the chat area. I just want to see some things pop up, and then we're going to get right into the word this morning. So you good, Brother Nesbitt? Okay. But are you content? Are you content? We're going to talk about the school of contentment. The school of contentment. Okay, Angela, what do you have? Okay, this is what went on yesterday. Do you know who God is? Elder Susie Enoch at New Covenant in Burlington. All right. Okay, I'm sure that was a powerful word. What else? Let me see. Who else? Good morning, Dr. Moore. How about you? How about that, Dr. Moore? About that whole book thing. I'm gonna do a reel. I'm gonna let everybody know on social media. I don't want to preempt myself, but I am over the top with joy about what God has, that door that God has opened up. Our story is going to be told, Dr. Moore. I'll tell everybody else what's going on here in a minute. It won't be today. If you were at New Life, you know what I'm talking about. Our story is going to be told in the kingdom. It's going to be told in the kingdom, written so all can hear and see and learn from how God has blessed us. All right, got a couple of more, and then we're going to get into it. The sermon, Jesus Healing of the Blind Man at St. Teresa Little Flower Catholic Church. All right, Sharon, great. Fantastic. Good. But one more, we're going to get into it. Betty, what's going on up there? John 17 at Third Hope Baptist Church. Okay, this is what we're going to get into this morning. Make sure you get the Lent journal. Make sure you get the Lent journal. Now, the school of contentment. The school of contentment. How many of you are content? Let's be real. Let's be real. Are you content? Psalms 131 and 3, Psalms 131 and 3, as well as Philippians 4:11 through 13. The school of contentment. There's three things I want to share about that school. And here's what the text says: I am content. The psalmist is writing poetically, and the psalmist says, like a baby that has been weaned from the mother, laying on the mother's chest, I am content. Paul adds to that in Philippians 4:11 through 13. He says, so whatever state I find myself in, I've learned how to be content. Here's the three things I want you to grab. Contentment is caught rather than taught. Contentment is caught rather than taught. When Paul says he's learned how to be content, he is talking about his lifestyle. He's talking about his lifestyle. He came out of a lifestyle of how one would form your life and have a discipline about your life. And Epicurean is his background from where he's come out of. And he says, I learned in that Epicurean lifestyle how to be content. Learn not just necessarily from a school, but from life itself. And when life teaches you, you catch it, not necessarily open the book. It's caught rather than taught. Here's the second thing is contentment takes courage. Contentment takes courage. What do you mean by that? To put your future in the hands of the Lord takes courage. You just don't wake up and just say, okay, here it is. No, let's be honest. It takes a minute to get there. It takes a minute to get there. Because remember, contentment and satisfaction is two different things. That's the confusion that we make so many times. To be content is very different from being satisfied. I'm not satisfied where I am, but I am content. Let's press further. Contentment takes contrition. Contentment takes contrition. David said in Psalms 51, as the Lord was speaking to him, he said this, a contrite heart God will not despise. He said that's what God told him. A contrite heart God will. When I am broken, when I try to do everything myself, and when I get to a place of being broken, therein lies my contentment. When I have no further place to go, down or up, therein lies my contentment. What's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this: the school of contentment is for lifelong learners. The school of contentment is for lifelong learners. You don't wake up one day and say, okay, I got it all down. It's for lifelong learners. Hey, the Lord be with you today. His face shine upon you, give you peace. Make sure that you get the journal. Make sure you see me tomorrow. Share the manna. Don't keep it to yourself. And let's do a watch party tomorrow. Hold on to what God has and then share it with someone else. The Lord be with you today. His face shine upon you, give you peace. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Bye now.